So this is going to be a quick little thing on how to drink alcohol. For those of you who may have it in your backpack, if you right click on it, nothing happens. The only way to drink the alcohol here is to put it in an empty slot that's not in a backpack. So you can take the entire thing in the whole stack and put it there. And then you right click on it. I drank one a minute ago, and that's why my stats are actually in the red. The wisdom and intelligence. So I'm going to go ahead and drink another one so that you can see. And be careful, some of these are actually stronger than others. So you can get really messed up really quickly. But you can go ahead and see how it affects my character as I drink. Now you can see the stats got even worse. And more than just wisdom intelligence this time. The agility and dexterity went down. Down here you can see it says glug glug. You know, you take a swig from your mead. That was refreshing. I'm going to go ahead and do another one so that you can see. Now, I can't zoom out. It zoomed me in. As you can see, when I'm moving around, I am not doing that. It is moving side to side like that, all on its own. So you're a little tipsy at this point. If you keep doing it, your vision is going to go all blurred, and even standing still, you're going to be swinging side to side. I want to go ahead and keep drinking as much as I can to show you guys, just how far you can go. And again, the stats went down. It does seem like the strength and stamina have gone up, though. So that might be why people get drunk if you're a tank, that it can increase those skills that you need more than other classes may need them. It kind of makes sense when you're drunk. You don't feel as much as easily. Okay, I got 4 more bottles. Let's see, my skill still hasn't gone up. Oh, look at that. So you are definitely drunk at this point. Not as far as you can go. And go ahead and do another one. Oh, there we go. And you get your beer goggles on pretty soon. It is definitely a lot harder to move around. I mean, look at this. This is a little different. Do another one. See what happens here. And you will eventually become sober. You just have to wait. Oh, wow. That definitely changes the look of the zone. And I'll do one more bottle. Actually, I'll see if I have any more. I think I actually have some more. There we go. There we go. It's about as drunk as I can get right now with the alcohol I have. As you can see, it would not be very easy to move around a dungeon like this. This is especially around corners or tight ledges like that where you could fall off, and I mean, I'm bumping into the walls here and I'm just going straight. So it definitely is kind of trippy. Not a whole lot of use to get this drunk. I mean, this is a little bit much. It's probably going to take quite a long time for him to become undrunk from this point. And you'll be able to see it when he starts becoming undrunk. He'll go through the exact same stages, but only in reverse. And you can actually kind of see it right there where it's kind of choppy and it brings back a little bit so that you're not so, see right there where you're not so zoomed in. So he's already, coming down from that serious alcohol poisoning that I just gave him. Again, I might just fall off of this bridge here in a minute and drown, but you definitely do seem to be moving a little bit faster. I don't know if that's just perception because you're so zoomed out or not. I will take us out here and show you fighting when you're drunk, and you can make up your own mind on how productive that is. Okay, so here we are on the outside, and we're going to attempt to fight probably a bat or something. moving around like this, when you get even drunker, you're actually moving around standing still. So casting a spell is just not an option. You're not going to be able to get it off because you're literally moving from side to side. Right here, I should be able to cast a spell. In fact, I'll cast this new one that I just got called Flash of Light. And what that does is basically it's a blinding spell to the enemy. And we'll see if it doesn't fizzle and waste all my mana. There we go. Now he has no idea where I am because I just blinded him. It may wear off in a second. It may wear off in 10 seconds, which I think is his duration. And that's not lag I'm getting right there. That's me and my perception is so screwed up from being drunk that he's moving around more than they normally do. And still unable to zoom out. In fact, I kind of like this look, so I may do a few videos where I take you through the game like this in first person. Again, if you guys like this over the shoulder, always constantly seeing my name above my head, go ahead and post. Either or is fine with me. I know when you're zoomed out, you can kind of see a little bit more around you, so it's actually a little bit better if you're in dangerous areas. But it's not that big of a deal to me. I can handle it either way. So, oh great, now I got two of them. Well, these guys are pretty easy right now. So. Also, the sound in this game is just it's really on the top of the list. It's really just beautiful. So if you guys want to just see some gameplay without me talking all over it, post that as well, and I'll be happy to do that for you guys. I know when I'm feeling nostalgic for the past, especially the reason why I started playing this game is, if there had been videos out watching people play, I would have done that while I waited for the game to finish installing and stuff. I grew up with a lot of brothers, so it's definitely enjoyable to watch other people play, just as much as it is to actually play the game itself. I understand that feeling, and if you guys are watching, then you're probably exactly like me on that. So not too difficult to play like this. Again, if you're in a dungeon and sneaking around corners and stuff like that is paramount, this is definitely going to put a cramp in the pools you're capable of. This guy should be a challenge. But he's just a pawn. He still may do something. But, if you're out there hunting, and, hunting can get kind of boring. You're doing the grind to try to get up a level. And it may take you 2, 3, 4 hours at these low levels, a lot longer at higher levels if you're doing it by yourself. Or even in a group, it's still going to take longer at higher levels. So this is a way to break up the monotony, kind of change things up, to give you a different perspective on your fighting, the way things look, rather than just constantly over and over again, let me kill B, let me kill B, I wouldn't advise mixing the two together as far as being drunk yourself and then playing a character that's drunk as well. That would definitely change things up, but not so much in a good way. Unless you're by yourself, if you want to do that, but don't get so drunk that you forget where your body is, because chances are you're going to die if you don't know what you're doing, or not paying attention as much as you should be. So you don't want to wake up the next day and be like, oh great, my level 60 character is butt naked, and I have absolutely no idea what zone he died in. Yeah, it's not, you don't want to waste all that time and do something stupid like that, so, don't mix the two. I don't know if they put it in this one. It was in the original Everquest after a certain point. Necros, and then eventually Shadow Knights, since they're both part of like the same class tree, got a spell where they could summon your corpse using a little jade inland coffin. Those coffins were pretty expensive. I think I remember them costing around like 200 platinum apiece, and that's with good charisma. So if they have that, if you ever happen to die in a very bad spot, and sometimes people did, you know, you went on a raid to go kill a dragon like Nagi or Nagafen or something like that, and something's hitting me. There you go. And the raid went bad. Sometimes you even went in pickup raids. You didn't go with your guild. You just a whole bunch of people got together and said, "Hey, there's a dragon up. Let's go kill him." And after, you know, 6 or 7 tries, which is like, you know, 7 or 8 hours worth of trying, getting everybody organized and stuff like that, it just doesn't work out. Either people weren't listening, or you didn't have the right group of people, right mix of people, classes wise, or their skill just wasn't up to par, and you just couldn't get the raid to work. But that doesn't stop you from dying. And if you die under a dragon, you have to wait. I mean, because he has a very big aggro radius. I remember one, as soon as you walked around the corner, he was on you. So if you die under a dragon, you're going to have to wait until somebody kills that dragon. And depending on the server you're on, and you know how many people are playing and stuff like that, it may be several days before somebody finally kills that guy. Or they may not do it at all. I mean, as the expansions kept coming out on EverQuest, the older dragons kind of became second fiddle. And people stopped killing them. They actually went off to the new dragons. And so if you died under one of those older ones, good luck. You know, you're going to have to beg people to go in there and kill that guy just so that you can get your corpse out. Or, you know, like I was saying before with the Necro, you'd pay the 200 platinum for the coffin, and then pay him for his services to go into the zone. And you'd only need to be in like the entrance to the zone with him, and then he'd click on your name and say summon corpse, and it would summon the corpse right to his feet, where then you could, you know, loot your body or get a res. Hopefully, if you're going to spend that much money, you can, you know, pop for another 50 platinum or whatever for a res to have some guy come over there and do it for you. Not so big of a deal when you're maxed out. You know, if you get to the max character level and you die, you're like, oh, whatever, you know. You don't have anything else to do with your experience, so why not lose a little bit and gain it back? But as you're leveling, it's definitely something you don't want to, you know, just do willy-nilly and just lose that experience if you don't have to. Where did that cow go? Let's see. Not there, not there. Oh, put it on for me. So, like I was saying before, when you kill these guys, occasionally they drop some armor that you can actually wear. Again, not the greatest in the world, 1 AC. I mean, it's not going to stop something from killing you, but the bronze armor I got, you know, only has, breastplate's going to have the most AC of any item, but you know, these, even the lower level ones like the boots and stuff like that, they only have like 8 AC, which is your resistance to physical attack, by the way, and it's right there on the sides and green right there. So I mean, like, the boots are 8, so if you had all these pieces and you added 1 on each one of them, you know, that would eventually add up. And so it does make a difference overall. It looks like these guys are aggro with each other. But if you don't have it, it's not going to be the end of the world. Again, clerics are not going to be the kind of class that's going to be in the front taking hits all the time. If you are in the front taking hits all the time, then you're doing something wrong. First of all, you shouldn't be in the front, and second of all, if you're taking hits, you're either healing too much or too quickly. That's another thing on the cleric you're going to have to learn, is timing. These creatures in this game have something called aggro. They don't have a meter like in some games where you can see that you're building up hate with the creature. They don't have anything like that. It's just something you're going to have to learn, and you will as you play. You'll see that if a guy pulls a monster and he does it with, say, a body pull, and all a body pull is he didn't use any spells, he didn't use his weapon or his ranged weapon or anything. All he used was himself. You know, the aggro of the monster itself. So, like a skeleton when you're running around out here, if you get too close to it, he comes and hits you. That's a body pull. You didn't do anything to that guy to make him come after you. And so his hate towards you is pretty low. His hate towards you is as great as it is to anybody else because you didn't do anything to him other than to get close to him. And so did everybody else as soon as you pull him back to the group. So if he's beating on you the whole time and you get back to the group and then the cleric heals you right off the bat, well, that healing they interpret almost as if you're attacking them itself. So all the damage you heal is almost like a direct damage in their mind. So now you have the most hate, and it's going to be jumping all over you, and at higher levels you can't take much more than a few hits, and then you die. So you do want to keep your tank alive. Obviously, if he's not alive, then you're going to die. Oh, it's finally letting me zoom out. I actually don't know where he went. I think he might be stuck in the tree. There he is. But yeah, you want to keep him alive, but you also want to space out the heals as much as possible when it first comes in. Give him just a few seconds to taunt. I mean, they do have a taunt button down here. And then, you know, of course, you may have certain spells and stuff like that that are pretty good at keeping the aggro onto them and themselves. If you're ever unsure and you really, really need to heal him real quickly, but you know you're going to get aggro, you know, heal him, but have like a stun ready. Clerics get a few stun spells that are really good. You usually save them until the mob is trying to heal itself or cast a spell or something like that, and then you interrupt it with the stun. But it will stop him from coming after you for a few seconds, and usually that is all you're going to need for your tank, if he's good, to get back aggro. And then, of course, you just saved his life, so you know, you save the group, basically. If he dies, everybody dies. If you die, everybody dies. So, out of all the people in the group, you guys are really the two most important. You know, an enchanter is very important as well, but he can die, and the group may survive if they can handle all the adds. And that would, again, depend on the tank and the healer. So as you can see, it takes a while for your alcohol poisoning to wear off. It's still pushing me to the side. The image isn't as messed up as it was before, so that's a good thing there. And I guess I should probably attack this guy. I'm finally fully able to. But as you can see, I'm just moving forwards and backwards, and my guy is literally going side to side. Yeah, I love this game. This game is just, it's great. It's the way all the MMORPGs, I guess I shouldn't say all of them, because each one has its own unique kind of flavor, but this guy's selling belts, or he's buying belts. But it definitely adds a lot more diversity to the game than most people usually get. So I know people are probably looking at the graphics and being like, "Oh, that's what you call a good game?" Yeah, you got to remember at the time, this was state of the. I mean, this was just unbelievable good graphics. I mentioned MUDs earlier in one of my videos, and those are the text-based online games. For those of you who've never played a text-based game, all it is like I said, it's text, and it says you walked into a room, and then it describes the room in detail, you know, and it'll tell you like fungus is hanging from the left wall, and you know, a bat's in the right corner. And then it will describe like the actions that are going on in the room. You know, like, oh, suddenly the bear jumps out and claws you, and then you have your moment to do whatever you want. You can say, look in the left, look at the right wall, look at the hole in the ground, hit the bear with a baseball bat. You know, whatever the game gave you or allows you to use. I don't know why I'm not hitting this guy. And then it would tell you the reaction. You know, you used the baseball bat on the bear, and the bear got angry and bit your head off, or something like that. You know, or it would tell you, you know, that specific action is not allowed. You know, which is what you'd get a lot of the times if you typed in something stupid. But eventually, you'd learn what actions they were hoping you would use. And it still had some leeway. I mean, you could literally, like, stick the dynamite in the little rat hole or something like that. And sometimes they'd be like, that was a stupid mistake. You just wasted your dynamite. But it was kind of cool because you blew up the rat. It's kind of like one of those little Easter egg type things. And then you'd have to go back and make more dynamite or something. But that's the text-based game. And then they came out with, like, for those of you who don't know, like Zork. And then... one of the best games is great, I got a mind blank right there, I can't think of the name now. Companions of Xanth. That's one where a guy gets sucked into his computer video game, and it was basically like a text meets graphics kind of game. For those of you who played in like the early 80s video games, when you went to the game store, whatever store you happened to go to at the time, it's kind of nice. You would find boxes of video games there, obviously, and on the back of the box would be pictures of the game sometimes. But you never knew if it was actual screenshots of the game or if they were using the best of the best, which would usually be the cutscenes in the game as the shots on the back. So you would kind of have to, you know, judge if the picture looked too good to be true. It usually was cutscenes, and if they were doing that, usually their game was just completely hideous and usually didn't even work at all. So you just didn't buy that kind of game. But the images in the cutscenes, which obviously, like I said, were the best that you could get at the time, were the images of this game, and it was the actual gameplay. You know, this is the first time that I actually saw a game with really, really nice graphics, and said to myself, there's no way that has to be cutscenes, and then was very pleasantly surprised to find out that it wasn't. That for once, I actually got to play in the cutscenes. You know, it wasn't just something that happened in between the levels or as you achieve some major goal or something like that. It was the world that you played in. It was EverQuest. This was the game. And it wasn't restrictive. If you've ever played any of those text-based games, like I was saying before, you had to follow their story. There's only so many codes that they could have written into for the responses that they were going to give you. You know, programmers are a lot more skilled now, I guess you could say, or have a lot more programs at their disposal, so they can write a lot more responses to things. But back then, it wasn't the case, you know. So to be able to have freedom of movement, I know a lot of people made a big deal about that in Assassin's Creed, the first open world game where you could go anywhere and do anything and do it in the order that you wanted to, and it meant a lot to them. And that's what this world, this game was for us. It was you know, go anywhere, do anything in any order. No restrictions. The only restriction you had was your skill level and your dedication to achieving whatever your goal was. So when you look at this game and you see it's raining now and it got real foggy there real quick, that is the problem you will have. It's very limiting to your view of your field of view, anyways, to see what's coming up. But like I was saying, when you see the graphics and you're like, you know, just try to remember that no matter what game you're playing today, in 10 or 15 years, those graphics will be horrible. You'll look at them and say, oh, how rudimentary, you know, how hideous. I mean, you can actually see like the lines and stuff in them and everything. So it won't mean anything to you in 10 years. You'll look at that and be like, I don't care if it's hideous. It was something I enjoyed playing back then, and it still brings me enjoyment. And, you know, really, graphics are not everything. As you play more and more games, you'll realize this. You'll realize that there are some games out there with hideous graphics, but you put up with them and you actually enjoy them because of the storyline. If it has a really rich storyline, you can put up with pretty much anything. Bad acting, bad voice acting, you know, bad graphics, all the way to the point, I would say, of bad gameplay, which is the #1 killer, in my opinion, of a game. If everything else is perfect and you have bad gameplay, it really is is a hard pick of whether I'm gonna keep playing the game or not. For those of you who've ever watched X-Play when it was on the air, and I was sad to see it go. That was kind of. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the people who were on the show because they did some pretty stupid skits occasionally. But I mean, I enjoyed seeing games like that and getting reviews. But for those of you who ever watched it, they did a skit a while back. I think it's like in the first 2 or 3 seasons, where they showed bad camera angles, and they tried to show somebody going to the bathroom, and every time he would move forward to go into the stall, the camera angle would change, and he would actually end up back out in the hallway. It was pretty funny to see. Obviously, you know, the guy's trying to go to the bathroom, and he's having trouble, and the longer you stand there, the longer you got to go to the bathroom. You know, it's just very frustrating, and it was kind of the same frustration that you get when you're playing the game, because you're trying to get someplace, wherever that may be, trying to finish a quest, trying to just get someplace. And then this stupid camera angle gets in your way, and you just cannot get around that corner. You literally have to push forward and then back at the exact right moment to move your character in the direction that he needs to go to. He should just be going forward in, but because of the bad camera angle constantly changing on you, you just can't. So it is a killer to me on video games that can't get their gameplay down. You know, and I don't want to say it's easy to make a video game. I don't know the first thing about making a video game. I'm a writer, so if you want me to write a novel for you, write a script for a video game, that I can do easily. I can do that hands down for you. But making a video game, I don't know the first thing about programming. So I got to give it to the people who even try. But at the same respect, just because you tried to make a video game doesn't mean I'm going to play it if it's horrible. There's just a few things that I just can't stand, and that's one of them. So those of you who are playing or making video games out there, or planning on making video games out there, you can skimp on everything else on your video game, but do not skimp on the game mechanics. Get that down packed. And then hopefully pick, you know, if you have to pick, you know, if you could do them all, I would say do all the fields. But if you have to pick, I would say do story or, yeah, story. I mean, because the acting, even if it's great, it's still nothing if what they're saying doesn't have impact or doesn't mean anything. So, but the voice acting in some of those games are just amazing. I mean, Jason Ironside is one of my favorite bad guy characters of all time, you know, with like Total Recall and V, although he wasn't really a bad guy at that one. And he did some video games, and I'm like, it's it's amazing how well having a good actor actually do the voice in your game will make a difference. I mean, just adds that extra something to it. It makes it more memorable, and then you'll get more people. Let's see what level this guy is. Yeah, yellow. I don't have any power either. And while I'm talking about power, in this game, when you're in a group, you don't see what their mana is, or what their power level is, whatever you want to call it. So they have no idea if you're almost out of power, if you're out of power, if you're at 100%, or anything. So what they did in this one, when you're playing the game, is people would call out mana check, or just MC for short. And they're just trying to get a feel for mainly the healer, but also some of the other casters, like the enchanter is definitely important to know if he has any power whatsoever or not. So you can also make those little hotkeys down here on the bottom and just say, you know, 90%, 60%, 70%, whatever. And that will give them an idea, so they know when it's safe to pull. You don't need to always wait for full mana. Later on, they know. What am I attacking here? I hit something. There it is. I should be paying attention, but yeah, they know what they're gonna pull, and if they're really good, they know exactly how many they're gonna pull when they do it. So they may be pulling one, and if you have 20% power, they'd be like, ah, that's more than enough for a cleric. You know, he's gonna be meting the entire fight anyways. So, so they're full with 20%. But if he knows he has a really big pull coming up, and you say, oh, I only have 20%, he'd be like, oh, well, let me know when you get to 60 or 70 or something like that, or be safe and full mana, and we'll go from there, you know. I'll get that skeleton if he's not too far. If you ever see these guys walking around with an object in their hand, that means they're going to drop it. So if you happen to need something, you know, you see them walking around with a spear, and you're like, oh, I could use a spear. You go ahead and kill them. I mean, the bone chips alone is good enough, but see, there you go. There's the spear you had. They're junk, but it's junk that sells, so why not? It's probably the yellow guy. He's blue. So as you can see, I've been killing for quite some time, and then just rambling on to you guys even more, but I am still not level 5. So unlike in WoW or Everquest 2, or even Dark Ages of Camelot, where I'd be like level 60 by now, I am still on level 4, which, again, like I said before, is kind of like a badge of honor when you get to higher levels. They know that you worked for it, that you got there, that you're not willing to really throw away your reputation, because if you do, if you really are a jerk, or just, I don't want to say don't know your class, because people are pretty forgiving. If you tell them right off the bat that you're not the greatest healer in the world, but you do your job, you know, you do your best, they'll pick a zone that's easy for them to fight in, at least, or something like that. And they'll give you tips on, you know, how to improve, how to work your timing and stuff like that. But if you're like just a complete jerk and you just, you know, do things that rub people the wrong way, they're not gonna invite you into groups, and then again, you're not going to level. This guy keeps disappearing in a tree. Now, I don't know how many of these videos that I'm making are actually going to make it online. I've actually been talking for, I would say, a good hour doing these videos now, and I may break them up into little pieces here and there, little tutorials on how to swim and how to do fishing and stuff like that. And yeah, this one might be how to drink alcohol and then keep talking for an hour. I don't know. But we'll see how many of them make it on. Hopefully all of them, if you guys are really enjoying this it's kind of nice to know that there's other people watching and enjoying the game with me. It's almost like I'm not playing here by myself right now. I'm actually like a group kind of thing. It's kind of weird saying that actually, but I'll go ahead and kill one more thing here with you guys right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a level. I'll record it when he levels so that you guys can hear the little ding, because I know I actually look forward to that every single time, and if you guys are literally playing along with me, there's no reason you guys don't deserve to hear that level ding every single time I do it. So I'll record that and maybe make a compilation when I get to the max level of all the dings that went on, so you guys can relive that with me. Yeah, just one more creature. Just one more. But again, thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoy these videos, please feel free to subscribe and leave comments down below. Literally, you know, you guys are part of this with me right now, so if you want to be on camera with me sometime, you guys are welcome to hit me up in-game and say, hey, you know, I watch you guys or whatever, and, you know, you guys want to go hunting someplace or something like that. I'd be more than happy to group with you guys and hang out for a little bit and show off a new zone, you know, exploring. But before I get started on a whole nother topic, go ahead and end this one right here.